As you may have noted today, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was one of many to congratulate Biden and Harris, adding, quote, "The U.S. is our most important ally, and I look forward to working closely together on our shared priorities from climate change to trade and security." Back in 2017, the German news magazine Der Spiegel published a cover, you may recall on the left there, showing President Trump holding a severed head from the Statue of Liberty. It's the kind of cover you don't forget. Well, today's cover on the right features Joe Biden wearing a mask in the midst of an uncontrolled global pandemic, fixing Lady Liberty instead. For more on reaction to today's news from outside the United States, we are so fortunate to be joined by our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel. Richard, I'll say in front of the entire audience via satellite, you wrote me the most thoughtful note today when the results became clear, and all I can ask is that you share the contents of it with the audience watching tonight.
So, Brian, as the results came through tonight, I started to watch the reaction coming in around the world, and people were reacting like the United States had overthrown a dictator, that democracy has been saved, that America's reputation had been saved. Because just imagine had this gone the other way. Imagine what the world would be saying right now if President Trump came out and gave a very aggressive speech, if his supporters, some of them armed, of course not all of them are, but that would be the ones that would attract the cameras, were out on the streets. And that he would be having another term, and he's often suggested that another term is not enough for him. People would think that America lost its democracy, and that this vital role that the United States has played as a lodestar for democracy around the world would be gone, and that the shining light on the hill would be extinguished. But instead, what has happened? Countries around the world saw that the United States had a strong man that wanted to bring power to himself and to his family members, something that is not that uncommon. It happens all the time. But what happened in this case was, through democratic institutions, through a free press that was relentless and got better over the last 4 years, they were able to unseat him, push him aside legally and hopefully peacefully. And that means that the impression of American democracy through this experience is actually going to be reinforced. That I think the impression of the United States as a believer in democracy will be stronger starting right now.
What a great quote at 3:30 in the morning off the top of your head, a relentless free press that got even better as it went along. Richard, one last question, and that's about Boris